If I say it felt cathartic, I think actually the reason I know about this cathartic shit in the first place is because somebody did that to me. Now that I'm thinking back.
Well, see, there we go. There's a good example.
Oh, there's a memory that just got flooded back out of nowhere. Yeah, so fuck you. Fuck you, you cathartic, technically accurate jackass, you, whoever you were. I'm going to say that getting all this stuff out there feels cathartic, and you should know what I'm talking about without being like, oh, actually, according to the latest literature and psychology, whatever, the peer-reviewed journal, they say that catharsis is actually not as true as... Fuck you!
Yeah, because really, I mean, if you feel like your mind took a shit, then you feel like your mind took a shit. Now whether or not it did, that's debatable, because that's an empirical phenomenon. You know what I mean?
That's another drug we should start the marketing program on right away.
Mind shit. It's gonna need to be like mind sheet bra or something like that. You can't have a drug name that's straightforward. It'd be fucking awesome if there were one.
Yeah, they tried that in the movie Crazy People, and that was the last time I ever saw it.
Although one thing I think is fucked up is, did you ever read Brave New World?
Yeah.
The drug Soma?
Yeah.
That's in it? That's a real drug.
I've heard that, yeah.
Not that particular, okay, just so I didn't, just in case I risk blowing people's minds, not the drug in the book has been made real, but there is a drug that exists, and it's called Soma. And I'm not certain of its effects. However, I was wondering, have these people not read this book, or are they just that fucking goofy that they were like, oh, let's do it, let's do Soma?
Well, I'm actually going to look something up. I'm going to look up Soma. I looked it up after I read Brave New World because I was curious. And it has something to do with the root, like where the word originates from, which has a meaning to it. Let's see.
Well, I mean, it's from the Greek word root for body.
Okay. So it could be that they didn't read Brave New World, but where is it here? Come on. Here it is.
Looking it up to get some details.
Well, maybe it'll be here. But anyway, if these people that made modern Soma never read Brave New World, if the root of the word relates to their drug that they invented, then I could see sort of an accidental duplication happening, where I don't know. It's sort of like when a new meme happens. Sometimes a lot of people think it up independently, and they all sort of think they're the one that came up with it.
Yeah.
Because of certain commonalities and things that were almost obvious. That's when a joke or a meme or something almost writes itself, and names can be like that. So, and I'm not seeing it here, but yeah, I didn't remember that it related to it was the root for body, but that sort of sounds familiar, and it makes a lot of sense.
Well, and when you pulled up the page for Soma, the disambiguation page, there was some Indian stuff, and I know Aldous Huxley was into a lot of that kind of shit too. So it could be that he's going a different direction with it as well. I don't know, but regardless.
Or it could be just a really great sort of funny little gag they were trying for, and they got away with it.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know what the hell they think. I like to imagine that you can just get a job thinking up drug names because they're so fucking goofy and ridiculous that it doesn't seem that couldn't be one guy's occupation. But who knows? I really have no idea where they come up with that shit.
We need to come up with the root for mind and the root for shit. And that will be the name of our drug.
All right.
Our catharsis drug.
That's next on the list.
Next time on Bad Guy Labs.
So we're slowly becoming a drug company, apparently. In one sitting, we've got a flavored semen project and a mind shit placebo.
Right, yeah. And also, apparently, a colon amplification project.
Well, yeah, but that won't work. We just won't advertise it that way.
Well, we just need to find the root word for colon and the root word for amplification. We'll be good to go.
This is what I was bitching about the last time we talked too about medical terms just being given the Greek version of whatever we called. But I thought of some that have good strong English grounded terms. Is that when you're low in vitamins, there tend to be words that don't sound like they have Greek or Latin roots. Like, if you're low in vitamin D, you get rickets.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't sound very fancy. If you don't have your vitamin C, you get scurvy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fancy.
No.
And if there's one thing I pride myself on, it's sounding fucking fancy.
So we need new words for that shit. That's what we're soliciting. Propose different terms. Oh, I'm sure they fucking exist, but they have to. You can't let that shit go in a medical textbook. Rickets. That's the author's last name.
Well, I like something you told me once too about the describing like what the fancy Latin word means. Like, it sounds really great in Latin, and then when you translate it, it just means like you're gonna shit soon or something.
Yeah, like imminent shit. That is essentially all they did. Bunch of fucking 19th century prep school shitheads ruining life for everybody.
Why does everything sound so much fancier and better in Latin? All high society, and I don't know. It just sounds like...
It's good language.
It just sounds like clean and sterile, I guess, and sort of like... It's like calligraphy. It's like if you could...
It feels like going home.
Going home. I wouldn't have said that, but why would you say that?
Because it's like, we're so inundated with these ideas of like language and origins and things, like having a genealogy. It's almost like going, even though of course Latin's descended from some other language that's even older than it and more fundamental in some sense. There are air quotes on that fundamental, but it's like, oh, we're going back to a simpler, purer language in time when,
Oh, yeah, that might be like, maybe it's related to the good old days mentality.
Probably.
Which I, by the way, don't believe in. I mean, I know a lot of people do, and, obviously there are things in the past that were better than now, I guess. Like, you can sort of cherry pick things, but there's no good old days, people. Like, I'm just going to burst that bubble for you right now. It's pretty much, the same weird stuff on the human level anyway happens now as has always happened and always will happen. And this romantic notion that like the Latinized past and old Latinized language is nicer and better because it's old and from ye goody oldie timey daisies is just a big steaming pile of horse shit.
Well, it reminds me of some Amish people that used to that like lived in the area where like the farm was that we had, and I always like the saying the old way is the best way that they had, and it's like, no, it's not. You don't have zippers on your pants, like, and you're also full of shit. Your pants don't have zippers, and you have a solar-powered refrigerated truck for all your produce. Why? Because it doesn't run on I'm sure there are a lot of cleavages and divergences in the Amish community, but as long as it wasn't connected to flowing electricity from the grid, it was cool. So, button fly, but solar-powered truck for keeping his tomatoes fresh. So, A, he was full of shit. The old way clearly wasn't the best way. And B, if he actually did live along the line, like if he actually fucking stuck to his 17th century model of life or whatever the fuck century they're supposed to be stuck in, it would suck. It would suck even harder than it did. And it probably only sucks a little bit because they get to live around a bunch of other people that aren't transmitting polio to them and crap like that. Like, it's just such a... I see part of the like good old days mentality I think that you raise is also sort of like romanticizing anything, and like it happens to all of us. We all romanticize shit, but sometimes it's really fucking annoying, and I don't like it when people romanticize like country living or like people who somehow they have the this is the way people used to do it. It used to work. They used to be fine.